Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth. I am back again for your February 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces. My beautiful fish. And I am wearing some frog earrings, which are very much all about prosperity and good finances. I'm sending everybody good financial juju for the month of February because everybody could use it, I feel. Right? Everybody could use more money. Pisces generally doesn't have issue except that they have a tendency to overspend. Money flows. It flows out of their hands very easily. So that's the challenge for the Pisces. Staying organized with their finances, planning ahead. Pisces generally don't plan that far ahead. They may try, but typically Pisces just has a difficult time hanging on to their money because there's so much to buy. Of course, I totally understand. So anyways, let me roll out your reading. I've just shuffled. And I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot deck by Stephanie Puy-Moon Law. And I keep forgetting to post a link to her website. I think it's shadowscapes.com. And that shows the images. So if for whatever reason you can't see these images, you can go and check out her website. They're on there. It's beautiful artwork, by the way. So let me see. Okay, Pisces, so you've got some really intense emotional stuff going on. In the position of the foundation, you got, this to me is you, okay? This is the girl who's sitting there, crying her eyes out, just totally absorbed by this goldfish, and is very sad and lonely, and has a lot of negative emotions. Male Pisces, you may just be kind of overwhelmed. In the past, you were very, very overwhelmed. This is the past, distant past position. This may go really far back for some of you. For the guy Pisces, feelings of being very overwhelmed. Female Pisces as well could be very just overwhelmed and very emotional and very sad. So this is sadness. This is depression. The thing is that in the recent past, you got the love card. To me, this is marriage and this is a relationship. To go from waiting for your ship to come in and then getting what you want is really, really good. So that means things are kind of on the upswing. The problem is that in the end, especially towards the end of February, you're going to be feeling, you may even break up with the person that you're with. I feel like this is a cycle. I feel like you're in a pattern of breaking up and getting back together. You are maybe you feel like, okay, so maybe at one point you felt like, when am I going to have a real partner? Or when am I going to feel loved? And this person comes back into your life. Maybe they weren't in your life, or maybe you met maybe this is a new person, okay? Maybe you met somebody who you thought was the love of your life. Or maybe just like an old lover came back into your life. And for a time, you spun the wheel of fortune and you made things better. You made it better because you wanted it to be better, okay? And things were good. And I feel like you're dealing with an Aries, Taurus, Sagittarius, Leo, or Capricorn man. Could be one of their ascendant as well. The King of Wands tends to be a lot of times an ascendant figure. I don't know why. But it can be like a dominant fire sign. Somebody who has a lot of fire sign planets in their chart. Things are kind of on the upswing. Things are kind of on the upswing now. In the distant past, they weren't. recently they got better. Right now, as of watching this, you're probably going, I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm here to tell you that with the free will card, it's up to you to make it better. So maybe you spin the wheel in February and things get better with this fire sign guy. But then there's some kind of commitment issues or fear issues, or maybe he gets scared. Maybe he's scared of commitment. Maybe, you guys got together and maybe you got married. I don't, to me, this is the marriage card. Maybe you just, got married really suddenly and really quickly. You fell fast and hard. That's a Pisces for you. And then for some reason, someone's got cold feet. Someone's not feeling like maybe they're not ready for the commitment, Maybe you love each other, but it's not quite right. Or maybe you love each other and there's this fear element, the fear element of not sure where this is going, having a negative headspace, worries, getting very, very worried, things getting stuck in negative thinking, being very depressed, similar to this energy. To me, this is the depression. So for female Pisces, this is you in the distant past. Males feeling overwhelmed. In the future, it's the male Pisces that may have the issues with commitment. And maybe you're in a relationship with a guy who's a fire sign, and maybe it's you're feeling like they don't want to commit to you. Maybe you're having issues, maybe you're gay and you're having issues with another male, But this to me feels very much like it could be two Pisces, like a guy who's got the commitment issues and the girl who's got this romanticized idea about what love is. But you're dealing with a lot of commitment issues. Maybe the guys that have come in, maybe there's two different guys. Maybe there's this guy here that you really loved in the recent past, and then there's this other guy that you're going to meet. But this other guy has commitment issues. Or even, like I said, he's afraid of commitment. And maybe all you want is commitment. Maybe this is you wanting the love card. Maybe you want the full relationship. Maybe you want the marriage. Maybe you want to be settled down and you're not getting it. And that leads you into I hate to be the breaker here, leads you into like a deep funk, okay? Because you got 3, okay, sadness cards. 1 in the distant past and 2 in the future. This is the breakup card. This is the card of feeling depressed because you just broke up with someone and having a good cry and just like just feeling really alone and really down and just unloved. You're feeling unloved. And then like the outcome is this also just almost totally checking out in the sense that you don't want to talk to anybody. You just sort of shut down, instead of getting back on the horse. You decide to stay disconnected. You decide to just go back into the fantasy, go back into the non-reality, go back into not even really trying to have a relationship, The final message is you do need to snap out of it. If you don't snap out of it, what will happen is this card will turn into, you'll be so far, you'll be in so deep to this depression that you'll need help. You'll need, psychological help. You'll need somebody there to help you get out of it. It'll be a really bad place to be. And I don't like seeing these two together because to me, that kind of feels like where it's headed. And it's not a good place to be. Pisces males, if you've broken up with someone because you're afraid of commitment, could be a Virgo. I feel like it's an earth sign. It could be a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, female. To me, it feels like she is done. And it probably is going to be very difficult for you to get through to this person. Pisces can really withdraw. They can really shut down. They might not even talk to you ever again. The thing is that you need to understand what you've done and the damage you've done. To me, it feels really heavy duty. There's so much sadness right now, like in this month of February, that I don't know, my heart goes out to you, Pisces, because this is really tough stuff, you know? And it's interesting because, you know, the path that you're on is temperance, okay? Dealing with your temper, okay? Maybe you and this fire sign male, you know, aren't mixing. Maybe you, in some days it's harmonious, on other days it doesn't work. And what's crossing you is you already know what's wrong with the relationship. Maybe you know why it's not working, or maybe you know why it's causing you to feel these things, or maybe you know that he doesn't want commitment. And you have your own intuition. You have the High Priestess, which is, you know, there are things that you know. This is the medium. This is the woman who, you know, and Pisces too, I feel like are very psychic time. You know, they feel things. And so that clairsentient, where you kind of just get goosebumps and you know stuff. That's that Pisces vibe. And I feel like you know. Maybe you want to have children and maybe this person doesn't. Or maybe you are fighting over children, you know, in some way. But it just feels very heavy. Very, very heavy. February feels very, very heavy for you, Pisces. And emotionally, you want to move away. You want to get away from the drama, the family issues, the squabbling, the fighting, you know. You know, the breakup might also be over the drama and the family and the fighting and the squabbles. Might be over the children. And, you know, the decision you've come to is that a yes, okay? The decision you're going to come to in February is yes. The thing about this sort of truth is there's a lot of money issues, family issues, petty issues, you know, issues about inheritance. You want to move on with your life. Maybe it feels like you want to move on with your life, and maybe you're the one to break it off, you know? Maybe you were like, I finally can't. You get to a point, Pisces, where you can't take it anymore, and you're just like, I'm done. It feels like the reason you're done is because this guy's afraid of commitment. Or there's some commitment issue. I feel like, though, you may have hurt him as well. I feel like you took your sword and you hurt him. He hurt you, or he's afraid of getting hurt, and he's afraid of getting hurt as much as he's afraid of commitment. He's afraid of getting hurt. And maybe you use your sword, and he knows that you use your sword. Maybe you're very strong in how you say things, or maybe Pisces are emotionally strong, and they can be emotionally hurtful too. So maybe you use your sword in some way, and he knows that. So he's afraid of committing to you in a way because he knows that. So maybe he's not all in. Maybe he seems like he's all in, but he's not. Maybe he is still afraid in some way. To have all three, to me, these are very, very sad. You know, this is the Pisces energy. The Five of Cups, the Four of Cups, and then the Five of Pentacles. It's, to me, not where I want you to be. So my counsel for you in February is get some counseling. Okay, you're more than welcome to call me, do a reading to get, you know, to go into it further. Okay, My email is elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I do a 1 hour reading, a 2 hour reading, and I do a 90-minute combination tarot and cord cutting session now. And I'm also still doing the year-long 2 hour reading, which is like, goes through the entire year, and it would go through February of 2016 if we did it in February. I think February may be the last month I'm going to do those. I haven't decided yet, but I am still doing those. So get some counseling. Feel free to call me, and I do charge. So I do charge $75 an hour for the cord cutting tarot combination. That is $100, and the year long is $250. But just the hour is $75. But I also recommend like regular counseling, psychodynamic psychology, having a psychologist, somebody you can just go and talk to about this stuff, someone to shrink your brain, you know what I mean? Because right now it just feels like you're really overwhelmed. And, well, I should say, in the distant past, you're really overwhelmed or you're really lonely and sad. Right now, it feels like you're not sure how things are really going to go, and it is really up to you. They could go really, really like shit, or they could go really good, because that's free will. It's up to you. It's up to you to make the decision what you want. I feel like you're going to make the decision. It's going to be in a place of emotions. You make an emotional decision to move away from this, and maybe that hurts the person that you're with, or maybe you make the decision to move on with your life in some way, or not to put up with certain things anymore, and that causes family issue. Maybe it's your marriage. Maybe your marriage is kind of struggling, Maybe you're married to a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, or Capricorn male. Capricorn moon guys who are Aries are trouble, okay? They're very difficult to handle. So just so you know, that can be difficult combination. Also, Sag, Cap sometimes can be a little bit irksome, especially if it's the Capricorn moon, okay? Capricorn moon is very, very challenging. Maybe you have a Capricorn moon. It could be that too. I just feel like ultimately you're looking for commitment. You want to feel better than you do. Towards the end of February, you want commitment, and you want it so badly. I feel like you're kind of become depressed because you can't have it. And the relationship that you're currently in is in a cycle. It has ups and it has downs. It has ups and it has downs. And if the ups are really, really, really great, it feels like this, like it's you and them versus the world. And then the downs are just like, so sad, so sad, feeling depressed. I'm going to pull a final 2 cards. Interesting. Because I don't like leaving off on this. Okay, so the final 2 cards are, you need to focus more on work. You got the Spider card. The Spider card is all about career. Focusing again, maybe your focus is too much on romance right now. Maybe it's not a time for romance. It feels like, Pisces, the extreme highs and extreme lows with romance for you is not really working for you. And it would be good to take a break, but at the same time, don't take a break and be funky, okay? Take a break and be happy. Take a break and be like, okay, I'm gonna get back on the horse, but I'm gonna do it differently this time. Take a break, but live your life and be happy no matter what, rather than getting down in the dumps and crying for a lot. Because to me, this feels like there's a lot of tears here, a lot of tears in February. And okay, so the final card is actually, it's interesting, the Swan that's been hurt in reverse. It's the 3 of Swords in reverse, which is a time of healing. It says to take time off to recover from either the death of a loved one or a missed loved one, to move on from past relationships to better ones. It feels very much like in the distant past, you were waiting for your ship to come in, your romance ship. You were like, how long do I have to wait to finally meet someone who's really great? And then you meet someone. And for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like it's really going to work out. It feels very much like it's not. And you make the decision, which is here, to move on from it. It can also be just a time of healing. Maybe, to heal from, I feel like it's healing from the past, healing from past relationships. Not just, maybe this is a good relationship that you're in, but you still need to deal with some old crap. I feel like more like it's, I feel like it's also just dealing with the hurt and the pain that you have suffered and healing from that. You might, benefit from doing some Reiki therapy, some healing work. I would definitely contact me though, because you're going to have a lot of, you need to be what I call defogged and defunct. Okay. Basically I'd have Archangel Michael basically take his vacuum and go around you. Because you've got so much like heavy negative stuff around you that it's not really going to be good for you. And, it's going to be hard for you to focus on your career. It's going to be hard for you to focus on anything at this time. Because this to me feels like it's a breakup time. It feels very, very much like you end up really breaking up with someone and there's damage there. And it's serious. And, you need to heal from that. You need to recover from that. So whatever you got to do to make yourself happy, I don't know. I was watching The Real Housewives, I think, of Vancouver, and I don't remember her name, but she makes like chocolate champagne. Pisces, sometimes it's necessary to lift yourself out of the funk by doing something a little bit wild like that. And don't generally recommend alcohol for lifting you because it does cycle back and hurt you in a way, but at the same time, you need to get back, you need to be lifted out of your funk, you need to get some cool frog earrings, like mine, and you need to be happy and go back out there and don't let all this crap get you down. Guys, if you're a Pisces man and you're dealing with a breakup, either with another Pisces female or with another, maybe it's an earth sign or a fire sign or something, just know that she's kind of going through her own thing and you need to heal as well. And you need to do the same things she does, maybe go to some therapy or, have a glass of chocolate champagne, to kind of lift your spirits. Because you guys need to be lifted a little bit, a lot actually. I feel like this month in February, you need to be lifted up out of the funk. So, let me know if you want me to do the healing for you to defog and defunk. I may actually do some kind of special. I might call it the defog and defunking special. Who knows? Anyways, I wish you the best. And perk up, cheer up. I send you a little bit of perkaliciousness and some fairy dust. And I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.